An anime convention took a wild turn when a well-known cosplayer was arrested for allegedly making a bomb threat. This is just a wild allegation, and wait till you hear what prompted this. We are bringing on retired NYPD Detective Tom Smith to talk about this alleged threat. Was an arrest justified here? And how do you provide overall security at a massive event like this? Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Conventions can be exciting, right? Lots of people, different booths. Sometimes we can see famous people. Hey, we got CrimeCon in Denver this week, and we're all going to be there from Law&Crime. Hope everybody can come out. We can check everybody out. But you know what you don't usually equate conventions with? Threats to blow up a competitor's booth. Yeah, I don't really see that too often. Alleged crimes like that. But that is what we are talking about in Texas. 25-year-old cosplayer Kendra Noel Manning is accused of doing just that this past weekend. She is known by the name Kit Noel. Reportedly, she's pretty big on social media. She reportedly has over 100,000 followers on TikTok, more than 16,000 on Instagram, dresses up like popular characters from DC and Marvel. Well, there was this convention. It was the San Japan Anime and Gaming Convention, and the website describes it as, quote, San Japan is the largest anime and gaming convention in the South Texas region. We take place at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio Grand Hyatt in downtown San Antonio on Labor Day weekend. San Japan is a fan-run organization providing an annual anime-focused convention. Remember that you're also helping us supply high-quality entertainment and education while fostering a safe and fun environment for all of our attendees. Be a part of our cause, striving to cultivate an acceptance and appreciation of anime and related fandoms. But here's the problem. Manning was arrested on Sunday for publicly commenting on an Instagram post that she would be planting a bomb in their booth today, referring to this drink. Yeah, let me explain this. It's not great. This was apparently in response to some comment criticizing Gamer Sups, which is an energy drink that's marketed in the streaming community. And the comment online that Manning apparently responded to was an Instagram story that read, "Bleep Gamer Sups, entitled Weirdos." And according to the New York Post, someone attending the convention saw Manning responding to this, as I said what the post was, that she was going to blow up this booth, or allegedly blow up this booth, and saw this as a legitimate threat, reported the post to the management team at the convention, and they then contacted police. And instead of showing up in her planned Harley Quinn outfit, you know, the Joker's girlfriend, she wasn't let into the event. Instead, a criminal trespass was issued, and she was arrested. And according to reporting from outlets like KENS5, Manning admitted to making the comment. So Manning has been charged with making a terroristic threat to impair public service. That is a third-degree felony. It's defined as a person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to any person or property with intent to cause impairment or interruption of public communications, public transportation, public water, gas, or power supply, or other public service. I think it carries up to 2 to 10 years in prison. We definitely wanted to bring you this story, so let me thank Upside, our sponsor, okay, for making this happen. Upside is great. It is a free app that gets cash back when you buy daily essentials. So I pump my gas, I can use Upside. I go out to lunch, I can use Upside. Get something at a convenience store, I can use Upside. And why not get cash back when I do all these things, right? This is actual, real cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you transfer right into your bank account. Once you have the free Upside app, you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You pay as usual using a debit or credit card. You follow the steps on the app, you get paid. To find out how much you can earn, click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on screen, but make sure to use our promo code SIDEBAR because you'll get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Now, according to the New York Post, she was released from the Bexar County Jail on a $35,000 bond. So now we got to talk about this, and I want to bring on retired NYPD Detective Tom Smith, who's the host of the Gold Shield Show, joins me right now, is going to be in CrimeCon. Are you also providing security for the event? Are you looking around?
No, I'm off.
You're off. You're off.
Just enjoying promoting the show.
Before we get into this case, but though, conventions, right? Convention centers, these big events, it feels like a nightmare from a security point of view. Is it?
It is, because you have so many entities that are there. You have the participants that are there. You have the outside security. You have visitors, guests, you know, special events that go on. So there's a lot of coverage that's needed security-wise, both inside and outside.
This had 30,000 attendees going to this, right? How do you guarantee security? How do you do it?
You do your best at doing it. You try to, check as many people as you can, bags, megatometer, all that to make sure no one's bringing any weapons in. If there's any canine dogs or bomb sniffing dogs available, they'll be on site. So you try to show as much as you can with providing a sense of security that everyone can have a good time and relax and not have to worry about it.
Are you checking the social media accounts, the online activity of participants, people attending, or is that just impossible to do?
That's hard to do with that many people, and probably over such a broad range of social media accounts. That would kind of be hard to do.
And how important is the public in this? I mean, here you had somebody who saw the comment, reported it to management. They then contacted police. See something, say something. Is that critical in these kinds of conventions?
Oh, absolutely. It's critical every day. And I'm glad someone did it, because you have to take all these threats serious, whether they're online or in person or whatever. And that's what this person did. They saw something they didn't like. It was strange, it was dangerous, and brought it to the attention of the authorities, which is exactly what you should do.
And what did you make of the response, not letting her back into the convention, criminal trespass, and then an arrest?
It's the right response, because you can't just think you can get away with that. It's 2025. You think someone would have enough knowledge that you can't just make a threat like that, an overall threat in a building with so many people in an event like that, and not pay the consequences. So I think their response was right on, because you have to take things serious, Jesse. With the things going on around the world and in this country now, if the worst part is not to do anything, because what could happen are devastating.
Are you surprised that you're seeing something like this at a convention where it's like-minded people, they're all in the same interests, they're all, it's a collaborative community, whatever it is, to see something like this? Are you surprised?
Yes, I am, because everyone, you mentioned CrimeCon. Everyone in CrimeCon is kind of on the same page and there for the same reason, with the same mentality, and the people that are there are all there to have a good time and to kind of look and see the people they follow and so forth. So it's a relaxed atmosphere and a relaxed event. And the last thing you want is something like this, but if it needs to be stepped up on a security level or a law enforcement level, it needs to be.
Let's get into the specifics of this case, though. Do you think an arrest was warranted here? Why do I say that? Was she really being serious? Was it not just a joke? Because let me just throw this out there. I looked up some other cases in Texas that had a similar charge. There was Martin Rivera Perez Gonzalez, who was hit with the same charge for allegedly sending a bunch of emails to 50 different people, writing that if he didn't get money, he would begin what he called Operation Kill All Citizens. You say that to me, I say, that feels like an overt step. That feels like an overt threat. You had two students in Texas who were arrested for threatening to shoot up their high school, even though one apparently didn't have a firearm, but a second student allegedly suggested he could provide the weapons. Both of those examples feel more egregious than what happened here.
Yeah, I agree. But it depends on who the DA is, who the cops are, the atmosphere of what's going on, and the thought of we can't let this keep going on, or it's going to keep going on, and one day it's going to be real, and one day it's going to be legitimate. And it's a hold people accountable for their actions on whatever level they may be. She may have 1 million or so followers and maybe think she could get away with doing something like this. And sometimes those people have to be reeled in, and reality has to settle in, and justice has to come forward.
But if she had no bomb-making materials, if there were no plans set in motion that she was actually going to do this, and it was an offhanded comment, a wrong comment, clearly, is this really going to lead to a prosecution? And by the way, if she made it publicly on a public platform like Instagram, was she really being serious?
No, I don't think so. I think the right move in my mind would have been, hold her, do a quick sweep of the area, interview her, check her social media account even further to see if she's done this before, there's any history of this. Interview the people that she did put the threat out to, if it ever happened before. And then, could, a trespass summons, kick her out for the day, something like that have taken place? Sure. But we don't make those decisions, and the people that do, that's what they came up with.
So you have to investigate everything. You have to look at everything. How would you interview her? What would that conversation look like?
You know what? With me, I'm very low key when I need to be, and it would have been like, "What are you doing? Like, what'd you do? and just get a truthful statement out of her about what she did, admit what she did, make sure again, hey, let me see your social media account, show it to me, make sure there's nothing else like that on there, and then go and interview the people that she actually put the threat out to. Their relationship, is there a history there? Did you take it serious? Were you really in danger, of your life? Or was it just, well, you can't say that to me, I'm gonna get you now. So there's an array of things I would have done differently, but I'm not there.
No, but that is interesting. Like you say it in a way like, okay, what did you do? Like almost like, okay, I'll explain it. Like this was all taken. She might be more forthcoming with information than if you were to come in, very strong and say, you're facing a third-degree felony. Like, tell us what, like, that actually, that's an interesting technique. Are you surprised she allegedly confessed? Now, to be clear, I can't tell from the reporting if she just said, yes, I made that comment versus, yes, I made a threat. That's different.
That's very different. And then again, that's all part of just the interview that you're going to go through. And when you're trying to get something like this out, a more relaxed interview is going to go over better. Even, throw a joke out there like, I didn't get dressed up. I'm sorry, I'm not dressed up today to interview you. Something to kind of break the levity and bring it down a little bit to just getting the information out there that's necessary to either further the investigation or conclude it.
By the way, social media sometimes can be a cesspool. It can be a toxic playground where people say all different kinds of comments to each other. How do police actually, they can't investigate everything. So what do you do? I mean, I'm sure even if I were to go on Instagram today, I'm sure whatever accounts, there's probably threats for people who, particularly polarizing figures. If you look in the comments section, there's probably threats or questionable comments. How do police choose what to look at and what to investigate? Does it take somebody who's connected and be like, hey, I saw this, I'm bothered by it, I think that this is something? Is it knowing that two people are going to be in the same area? I mean, how do you investigate everything? It
depends on why you're investigating it and why you're looking into that social media account. The history of the threat, the history behind the threat, the person, the people involved, what's going on in that area at that time. Are there more threats that are out there? So a lot goes into looking at social media threats. And then you get into the fine line of the First Amendment, and was it real? I have the right to say anything but not cross that line. So law enforcement always has that line to kind of straddle when you're looking at social media accounts, when there's threats involved, to get more of a background of why you're looking at it and the parties that are involved. Are you surprised what people post these days on social media in terms of thinking about liability, potential liability? Oh, God, I'm shocked all the time. And what's even more shocking is some of the things you see put out there that go through and then some of the things that are taken down. So there's that weirdness in the social media world of what's actually a threat or what these platforms conceive as a threat when either blocking it, taking it down, or letting it go through. So they have a responsibility as well to filter through what's being posted on their platforms to make the realization or determination whether it's a threat, whether it's real, or whether it's just a statement. What's the next part of this investigation? You talked about interviewing the different people involved, but do they keep an eye on Manning and see what she does next? They may. They may have someone, kind of saying hello to her, through the course of another convention or something just to make sure it doesn't happen again. Do I think she's going to learn a lesson from this? I hope so, because maybe she's getting the reality check that threats are taken serious and they have to be checked out to the fullest extent. Well, look, it's kind of distressing at a big public event like this to see something. But you and I, we're both going to be at an event ourselves. We're both going to be at CrimeCon. I'm actually doing a panel with Ashley Banfield and Elizabeth Milner and Anjanette Levy. We're doing it about Luigi Mangione. But you're going to be there as well for Gold Shields, right? Yes, I am. Can't wait. We're on Creator Row this year, which we got invited to be on, which is a big deal for us. And awesome. We're just looking forward to it. There's so many people that we've gotten to know and been friends like us that are all going to be there now, so it's going to be a great time. Okay, I'm happy to see you there. I'm looking forward to it. Tom Smith, thanks for taking the time. Always a pleasure, Jesse. Thank you. And that is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.